And last but not least is part 3. How do we self-sabotage ourselves with pop psychology? So this last one I knew is going to raise some eyebrows. It's that you don't need their approval. That's a really huge one. And if I ever bring this up to people, wow, it just pushes so many buttons. And, you know, I was taught this too, that I don't need anybody's approval to do what I want to do and actually be able to accomplish my goals. So, what's fascinating is, there are 2 ways that is absolutely true. And then there's the third hidden element, why we keep self-sabotaging ourselves. And when we have this knowledge, how extraordinarily powerful we are. So the first is, you actually don't need the approval of your peer group. You totally don't. That has completely been scientifically proven in social psychology literature. And then you also don't need the approval of the general public as well. You know, you want to make a change, you want to be someone else in your life and show up differently, you definitely do not need their approval. But this is where it gets really fascinating. Study after study has shown that you actually do need the approval of somebody who can see your future self and believes in you. And it is so much more powerful when you actually have somebody who you look up to that believes in who you want to be in the future and holds you in that space and in that light of this is who you are. And that's why, you know, when you go to these workshops and you you go to a retreat, you come home, you want to make a change and you say, I'm going to do these things, and you tell everyone in your peer group and everyone's supporting you and or not supporting you. And then you wonder why it is, you know, months down the road, you didn't integrate those things from the workshop. You didn't integrate those things from your retreat. Or, you know, you didn't integrate those changes you really wanted to make. Perhaps you learned it, you know, in some type of self-healing, self-discovery work through therapy, you know, through reading a wonderful self-help book, a spiritual practice. You wonder, now, why didn't this work? And it's all to do with our brains. Our brains are so freaking tricky. And unless you understand just the mechanisms, it's so beneath even subconscious. It's not even subconscious. It is physiological. So of course it is subconscious, but it's like the basis of it. It is how we are hardwired in our bodies to react to the outside world, because we are social creatures. We actually are wired to be part of a community in a certain way. You know, and to talk about how you need other people's approval on that, let's call it subconscious, we can label it that subconscious level of people who can hold you in your highest light, you're actually tricking your brain. You're tricking your brain into relaxing and going, oh, okay, this is okay. I can do this. I can become who I want to be, because it is in alignment with those on the outside. Now, this is, like I said, going to bring up so much stuff, and there are studies out there that you can actually read about this. And when you try to implement it, I really invite you to implement this. The next time you go somewhere, next time you want to make a change, just try it. Just see if it works. As I know, when I read the literature, I said, oh my God, this is just contrary to what I believed my entire life. And then I started implementing this. And the most astounding changes started happening when it's like my mind, the physiological part of me, started to relax and say, hey, you know, it's okay to be this different way. It is okay because, you know, subconsciously you've got the image of the people that you hold dearest and the image of the people who you admire outside of you to mirror that back to you, which is actually something you need. It is absolutely crazy. So, you know, that's another way. So there, like I said, there are 3 ways that we self-sabotage ourselves, and it just has to do with lack of knowledge. And there's so much new research that comes out in the world of psychology, social psychology, you know, even spirituality these days, which I love. It's so fascinating. It is actual true scientific research that shows that things we believe are actually not true. And we self-sabotage ourselves by holding on so tightly to these ideas and paradigms that we have and thinking this is how to do it. So when new information comes in, to utilize that to your highest development and good is just so phenomenal. And this stuff is so exciting to me. I want to share it with everyone so we can learn to live these powerful, so fulfilling, deeply fulfilling lives and change habits, and get over traumas. And how do you do those things in a fast way? There are fast ways to do this. You don't have to go to therapy for 25 years to get over your childhood anymore. There's so many tools out there. So anyway, that's what I want to leave you with, and have an absolutely magical day.